time where they go in and it turns into maniacal laughter because he's just gone so
Yes.
insane. I also love the small detail of, instead of just showing, because they could have easily, it's so impressive, the makeup effects, they, instead of showing the body again, they just show him kind of like exhausted from being so terrified, and then the bandages just going into the doorway, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And there is like a real, I don't know, there's kind of balls to have something so impressive and only use it for
Be
these
restrained
really,
with it.
yeah, these really impactful moments. Because like all those shots where you do see it, like I'll remember those forever.
It looks awesome.
Incredible. It does make me want it a little more throughout the film, but it works. It's effective. So what can I say?
Yeah, well, and the thing that really stands out to me about that scene is those two really big camera moves. It's that huge spin around the casket, and also the big pan over and the pan back. And these are important to note because obviously Freund, was a cameraman himself. He was very good at camera technique and expressionist lighting and all this kind of stuff. But also, he was a pioneer behind what we call the unchained camera technique, which was literally the first people who decided to remove the camera from the tripod and like put it on rails and put it on carts and doing pans, doing tracking, doing tilting. Like, it sounds incredibly simple, but this was a huge innovation. Yeah. And it's not that this was the first film, but one of the first films to ever do it was the film The Last Laugh in 1924, shot by this guy.
That's the one, and that's the one with the guy that has the giant smile, right? That the Joker was based on?
You're thinking The Man Who Laughs.
I am thinking that. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen The Last Laugh then.
No, The Last Laugh is an amazing movie. One of the best early sort of like German silent expressionist ones. Cool. It's literally just about the guy who's like a doorman who works at like a hotel, and if you see some of the camera shots that are in it, they will blow your mind that they were shot in 1924. Okay. And so, this is a guy who just like helped pioneer these techniques and is like, how can I use these for just pure mood and pure atmosphere? Characters don't need to talk to each other. This was something he did in silent film. So it's just cool to see his techniques like translate like that to, a Hollywood film.
I also noticed there is like a lot of the times in this movie a lack of score, which again I thought was kind of a confident move, just to be pretty reliant on the atmosphere that you.
Yeah, other than visually. The Swan Lake Ballet like opening credits over all the Egyptian Sphinx pyramid hieroglyphic stuff, Yeah,
the miniature stuff is really cool too that they spin on to do the title card.
But yeah,
it's
like little Sphinx and pyramids and stuff. Yeah,
that's
cool.
But it does it tries to, I think, just build this like kind of this emptier, ghostlier atmosphere with its like lack of score. And it's like I felt like every time Karloff was speaking, it's just really his low voice. There's nothing carrying him or any foundation behind him. He's just like he's kind of the hypnotic atmosphere itself. And I thought that was great. I will say I want to just put it on the record so we can talk about it.
Drop it.
I do find a lot of this movie to be boring. And I just have to say that. I don't know if it was the time to say
Drop it on the mall. Everyone grab your torches and
here it is. I'm not sure. The thing about this movie is that it feels like it's very mixed bag with people. Not that people don't it. It's that it's whether they love it or just kind of think it's all right. And I look at it as like, there's, like we were saying before, there's so many things in here that have lasted for almost an entire century. And it's so impressive. And like the makeup is great. The performances are great. I just get kind of lost once it hits, like we're in a lot of what it seems like living rooms and museums and just having these long conversations about him wanting his lover to come back and his plan to do so. And I guess it also could be my fault that I'm very familiar with this story at this point, especially like watching the 99 Mummy for so many years. And it has like, all
I almost wish we could have done it as the pairing so you could drop your hot take that it's better than the Universal.
That's right, baby. That's my favorite Mummy movie.
And then everyone just like points and shouts millennial at you.
That's right.
That would be the only interaction.
How can you deny it? Fraser's charisma. Anyway, we won't have to get into that right now. But I get a little lost in some of its but okay, so I'll get a little bored with those heavy dialogue scenes, but then they'll do something where it's like Imhotep is overlaying. Is it Isabel in this one, or am I getting her name?
Yeah, Isabel. Yeah, that's right.
Isabel overlaying. On
or no,
Isabel.
Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Isabel's the next one. It's Helen in this one, right?
Oh,
Helen,
okay, yeah.
Helen Grosvenor.
That was like when we did Frankenstein and Bride, and they've switched a bunch of names too, and I'm just like, this is just confusing. Yeah, but anyway, so Helen, when he starts to like overlay what she's doing throughout her day and stuff like that, as if like there's this power that's kind of looming over her and everything. I just get locked right back into it. So I've always just felt kind of mixed with the movie.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think a lot of people are. I don't disagree with you. Like, this is like, I think, for a lot of people, the James Whale entries in the Universal Monster series have more monster movie qualities to them than this one does. This is once we get out of that monster movie prologue, which we were talking about how much we enjoyed, because it's the kind of the one big monster movie sequence in the movie, and a lot of it's implied and a lot of it's very atmospherically directed. It's really cool, and they set that up. And then this does kind of turn in 10 years later. It is a British melodrama set inside, it's still in Cairo, luckily. So there's some nice like little sets and locations and stuff like that. But definitely. Like it's people who have uncovered materials and put them in, the local museum essentially. And it does pick up with Sir Joseph's son Frank, who becomes kind of the main character here, played by David Manners.